White House. Don't miss a moment.
The reports that you provide to us really require the willing suspension of disbelief.
Hillary Clinton casting doubt on General Petraeus' progress report. Why isn't she and the other Democrats stepping up to defend our Iraq commander as he gets bashed by that company?
Well, Eric Egland is a veteran of the Iraq War. He's with TroopsNeedYou.com. He joins us from Sacramento. Thanks for getting up early this morning, Eric.
Thank you, Gretchen. Brian?
I'd love to hear your reaction to Senator Clinton's comments, her feelings about General Petraeus.
Well, I'm very disturbed by those comments, especially for someone who would like to be president and commander-in-chief of all U.S. forces. To think that someone's willing to smear a four-star general who's spent several years of his life since 9/11 defending our country overseas without arguing with any of his facts, it shows that there's a smear campaign going on orchestrated by the far left and led by MoveOn.org. And to see a presidential candidate taking an active role in that concerns me greatly.
So let's take a look, Eric, while you talk and comment on MoveOn.org. Here are the people that finance it. I mean, these are the people behind the scenes on MoveOn.org. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones who get the calls from the candidates every day, and all the candidates are kissing up to try to get their blessing. And you're seeing it right now on your screen. Eric, in the ad, they say, look, General Petraeus has been wrong before, and they quote something he said in 2004. But in 2004, he was commenting about what he was seeing on the ground. He was commenting about his area of operation.
That's right. I mean, General Petraeus has spent a long time in Iraq, and it's one thing to try to use 20/20 hindsight, but the fact is he's reporting what his troops are telling him based on the reporting throughout Iraq, aggregating it together, and then presenting it to Congress. So when someone smears General Petraeus, they're really not just smearing him. They're attacking the integrity of every military person in Iraq right now and who's served there before, because they're saying that people will just cook the books and say things that aren't true. When the reality is General Petraeus' report wasn't a rosy scenario.
Not at all.
It was there were pros and cons of what's going on. He's given his honest assessment.
Right.
Fine to argue with him on the facts, but to smear him preemptively is disgusting. And I think anyone who thinks they ought to be commander-in-chief of the U.S. forces should totally disavow MoveOn.org's actions and return money that they get from them.
Yeah, but Eric, they
is a very
can't.
powerful force.
Yeah, but see, they can't because they're kind of caught in a tough position right now. That's why we haven't seen any of the Democratic presidential candidates come out and really say anything about this ad. The goal, according to MoveOn.org, was to take on Petraeus' credibility before he ever spoke, which is exactly what you're saying. Now, unfortunately for the Democratic presidential candidates, they need to have a voice about this ad, and none of them do so far.
Yes, the silence is deafening, Gretchen. You're absolutely right. I'm afraid that shadowy groups like this have hijacked a political discourse on the left. And that's something that voters need to be aware of when they're casting votes about who they think ought to be commander-in-chief.
Right.
I'll be speaking out as much as possible on this. It really bothers me.
All right, Eric, thanks. And we do know for sure that people in Iraq and our soldiers and our armed forces in Iraq hear this stuff, and it does not resonate well. Eric Egland, Iraq War veteran, upset about what's happening with MoveOn.org. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.